Hey everybody, Don here again. Well, this video is not going to post for quite a while, but today, as I'm recording this, it is April 4th, and we are right in the middle of our second big spring snowstorm in less than 2 weeks. About a week and a half ago, we got over 2 feet of snow. Already this morning, we've got a foot on the ground, no end in sight, probably going to end up with another foot and a half. And man, it's April, and I'm wanting to get out and get fishing, but I've got orders to fulfill for Bobby's shop. That's what I'm going to do here today. And then I got this package in the mail yesterday from a YouTube buddy, John Ames, asking me to paint a whole bunch of different lures in a myriad of different patterns of his own choosing and his own creation. So that's going to be fun. So, if that's something you guys are interested in, well, stay tuned. Those videos will be coming up in probably a week or two after this one posts. But today I'm going to try to paint a rainbow trout pattern on some jerkbaits and fulfill this final order. Hang out. Another thing that's going to be different is one of my subscribers, Pat, suggested I try a different camera angle so you guys can get a better view. I've been doing a lot of videoing from this angle, and I know sometimes my hand's in the way and you can't really see exactly what I'm doing. Plus, it doesn't really show the paint. So I've got this GoPro overhead, and hopefully that'll improve the view. We shall see. And here's what I got going today. I've got these 3 crankbaits. These are all medium diving jerk baits, suspending. They've got rattles in them. You can't hear that probably, but I've already painted them in opaque white, and I've also already given them a good coat of pearlized white, just to save a little time on the video. So here's the colors I'm going to use. Like I said, I've got these already coated with pearlized white. I'm going to throw some of this pearlized satin gold on there. And then I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use for the typical rainbow trout stripe. I've got hot fluorescent pink. I've just got this U.S. Art Supplies hot pink. And I've got this magenta. We'll play around and see which one of those looks best. And then I'm going to do a light topping with the Wicked detailed moss green. And then for the spots, I've got something a little different, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Let's get painting. All right, we're starting off with this pearl satin gold. And let's see how that looks. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of do the top half. Of this bait with this gold. Not too heavy. Got a little heavy there. I like that. Number 2. Let's heat set that. I can't tell you how important it is, at least for me, to make sure you clean your airbrush between every color change, especially colors like these pearl golds, even the pearl white and the black. They really seem to want to clog up the brush, so I give it a really good cleaning in between. I don't disassemble it, but I give it a really good rinse. Let's see what I'm gonna try this magenta color because I think that looked pretty good when I threw that on something the other day, but we'll have a look. You know, rainbow trout have that nice pink, sometimes a little darker pink stripe. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. You see the color of that? That's too bright. What do I want? I want to tone that down a little bit. So let's mix that with this crimson red and see what that looks like. I'm going to do it right in the brush. Let's get one of these Q-tips, cut the swab off of it. See if I can mix that up in the brush a little bit, see what it looks like. So we got might be a little too much. I went too low on that. I'll fix that with some more white. Always have a good amount on the gill plate. Well, before I top those off with the moss green, I want to see if I can straighten out that belly a little bit with this pearlized white. I'm going to go really light just to try to cover up some of that pink. And that's a good idea. And doing this by hand, I have a little bit more control over it. Yeah, I like that. So I subdued that pink on the bottom with a little more pearl white. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the top with this gold. We just lost power for a second, so if we go black, you'll know why. It'll take a minute and the standby generator will come on, but let's see what I can do. Just subduing that top line of that pink stripe. Try to straighten it out a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. All right, so last base color is going to be this detailed moss green. And around the face, not too much. So I'm going to actually cover this up. Now that I look at it, I'm going to cover that with a little sepia. All right, so I mixed a little sepia in there. Just going to darken this up. Sepia really kind of, I found, really kind of enhances other colors. You know, I've turned this moss green into a little darker of an olive. Oh, a few splatters there. I want to leave, you know, that gold on there, but I want to blend it in. Okay, for this last step, what I'm going to do is put put some dots on this trout. Just random dots. What I have is a Sharpie paint pen. Now this isn't oil-based, where all these acrylics I'm using are water-based. So this will be interesting how this works. This isn't, oh man, don't do that. Yeah, well, I just trashed that bait. Ah, bummer. Don't do that. Get your ink or your paint flowing, and then just use the dot. If you push down on it, it's going to load that tip up with paint. So that lure is going to be a repaint. Luckily, I only need 2 to complete my order for Bobby. So that one will be a repaint later on. Let's see if I can do this again without messing up. Now this is a extra fine dot or point, and so I'm going to do a bunch of little dots. Let's load that up with some ink, and then I also bought a fine point, which I'm sure is quite a bit bigger. This is not really showing much. Okay, well, here are the 3 baits. Let's try and tip that down a little bit so you can see the back. And you know, what did we learn today? Well, we learned that on those paint pens, don't push down on it while it's on the lure, or you'll get foobar like that one back there. That one's just going to hang on the wall with the rest of the baits I'm painting for the first time. And these other 2 will get eyes put on them and clear coat and head down to the shop. Unfortunately, this oil-based paint takes a lot longer to dry, so we're going to let those sit. We're going to go do some shoveling, and we'll be back when they're finished. All right, well, here's the finished product on my version of a rainbow trout. Came out all right. I'm happy with it. Did learn a little bit about the ink pen along the way, so that's always good. This will, I'll get this one packaged up, and this will complete my first production order, taking these down to the Smith River Trading Post. Thanks for watching, folks. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in these lures, give me a shout. We'll see you next time. Peace.